This is Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related, and today we're going to be taking a look at the confirmed exclusive games coming out this year. In case you haven't heard, recently Google put out a Stadia community update letting us all know that over 120 games are being tracked for this year alone. On top of that, they're aiming to have more than 10 titles that will be launching first only on Stadia in the first half of the year. So I figured it would be a good idea to take a closer look at the 3 titles we know of already and break them down, while also talking about a 4th title that I have a good feeling will also be a timed exclusive. But let's focus on the confirmed ones, and first up is Get Packed, a game inspired by the frantic, overcooked, and crazy physics of gang beasts. This game is coming from the development team over at Moonshine Studios, and this will be their debut project. According to the press release, this game will be a 6-month timed exclusive, which was news to me. Not only that, but it also has me questioning whether most timed exclusives on Google Stadia will follow suit in terms of exclusivity period. Either way, you can expect some online and couch co-op action that is sure to be a fun time full of physics-based carnage. Your goal in this game is for yourself and your team of movers to help relocate the citizens of the properly named Ditchlington as fast as possible. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a huge fan of ridiculous and crazy physics-based multiplayer games, and as a huge fan of gang beasts, I cannot wait to jump into this game. If these screenshots you're seeing are any indication, then it definitely seems like we won't be moving just houses, but factories and offices containing slides as well. I really do hope that they go all out with the crazy scenarios in this game, as I'm sure it'll be loads of fun. Next up, let's take a look at Spitlings, another co-op based game that is going to have you screaming at your friends because if one fails, you all fail. As for the team behind this game, well, it's none other than Massive Mini Team, a studio based in Cologne, Germany. This game features some hardcore arcade gameplay that is action-packed multiplayer fun where you can play with up to 4 friends across more than 100 levels in a story mode that includes cutscene animations. There are over 30 themes and characters to unlock, and the game also features its own level editor, which yes, is also co-op. Your objective is to clear each level by destroying all the targets to advance to the next one. Just be careful not to get hit, because everyone will know exactly who to blame for causing a game over. This game really brings me back to an old arcade game I remember playing called Buster Bros. You're seeing it right now on the screen. It also has a very similar premise. Though I have to admit, Spitling seems to make it quite a bit more challenging with the introduction of co-op partners and much more movement going on at once. I never was able to beat Buster Bros, and something tells me that I'll struggle to beat Spitlings. Either way, I'm excited to see if my gaming skills have improved since back in the day or if I'll fare even worse. Next, we need to take a look at Orcs Must Die 3, another timed exclusive game that has to be one of my more anticipated releases this year. Coming from the dev team Robot Entertainment, this game will be the perfect mix of third-person action with tower defense strategy elements. This being the 3rd entry into the franchise, we will have a story set 20 years after Orcs Must Die 2, where the War Mage and the Sorceress have rebuilt the Order and trained new apprentices. A major new addition to the game are war scenarios, where you're going to need all the weapons and traps you can handle, so much so that the traps are being called war machines and are traps built on an oversized scale to handle the oncoming horde. In this mode, you will confront an insane amount of orcs on the battlefield at once. We're not talking just 100 orcs, but hundreds of orcs at the same time. Now, this is one of my more anticipated titles, not just because I love tower defense games, but because the war scenario sounds crazy. I also think this may be one of the modes that can only be done on Stadia. Having that many enemies on the screen at once charging at you, with each one having ragdoll physics, seems like a super impressive feat, and I want to see it in action. Obviously, that's just me speculating, but I'm excited to see it nonetheless, and I can't wait to play another solid tower defense type game. Now, the last title we're going to talk about is one we know very little about. In fact, we know almost nothing about it, and there hasn't been much in the way of an update since it was first mentioned back at GDC and Google Stadia's reveal. And that title will be coming out of the development studio Q Games. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you, it's probably because you remember their line of games under the name of Pixel Junk. And honestly, if you played those games, you know just how flat out amazing they were. What we do know is that the game will heavily utilize the save state feature and will be the largest project Q Games has worked on so far. I really don't know what to expect out of the studio as their games cover a large variety of genres and are fairly unique. With that said, I'm sure whatever comes out of the studio will be a great game. I also think it's super interesting that they want to build something that will revolve around the state share mechanic, as it's one that I really think has some huge potential for plenty of reasons. It's also the main reason why I think it will be a Stadia exclusive. It was heavily emphasized during the GDC conference, and something like state share simply doesn't exist elsewhere. Now let me know what type of game you think Q Games is making in the comments section below. I'm personally hoping for a game revolving around speedrunning, maybe a platforming game of sorts where you can quickly make a state share link and pass it around your friends and family to challenge them to a quick race. Now if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Today's end of video message is just gonna be a quick question: which of these exclusives are you most excited for and why? For me, it's Orcs Must Die 3, but I'm also very curious to see what Q Games comes up with, as I am a huge fan of their games. Also, if you have any other predictions for what games may be coming as timed exclusives during the first half of the year, be sure to let me know in the comments section below as well. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching. This has been Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related. The Gen S community is over 3,300 strong and growing by the day, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.